Turning negatives into positives. February 17, 2015. Sometimes, the lack of belief in oneself can go on for quite some time before a life-changing situation comes along and forces change to happen. Having a lack of belief in your abilities can be a major contributing factor in many endeavors you are trying to either implement or complete to not being successful. By not believing in your whole self as a person who is capable of many great things, you put a great strain on pursuing a fulfilling career, sustaining meaningful relationships, and even create great difficulty on trying to meet certain spiritual quests. When you don't think you can, you may go from one good habit to another, never sticking with one long enough to enforce it with discipline to make it work better. It is important to be assertive in life, but without being aggressive. This means becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable, pushing beyond your comfort zones and embracing bravely what is new and good. Change isn't all bad. Without change, you would have little growth and would not see your own personal potential or experience the strength you've always had, just never bothered utilizing. No matter how self-assured a person may be, they are never perfect at being positive all the time 24/7. Doubt will creep in, like a pesky weed that you think you got rid of that suddenly reappears somewhere else when you're not looking. You can become more self-assured and less doubtful when you accept any of the mistakes that you have made as stepping stones towards success. Each mistake made provides you with a fresh opportunity to try again, but by making different choices that will direct you to different outcomes. And as you are meandering along, just imagine how much more insightful and knowledgeable of yourself and the world around you will become. You are more incredible than you give yourself credit for. Remember, not everyone is perfect all of the time. And we are not encouraging perfection, because with perfection there is no growth, there is no pushing beyond comfort zones. What we are encouraging is you to become more complete and whole in all you do and how you think of yourself. When you are able to greet life maturely in your intellect and in your emotions, you understand that not everyone will return the gratitude and compassion you give, because you give unconditionally, and realize everyone is at different levels of acceptance and understanding, and that growth comes at different stages for all people. Being of a mature mind enables you to not take everything personally and to not judge others simply by their appearance or even by their current demeanor. Until you've walked in their shoes, you have absolutely no right to judge or criticize them. You don't know what personal horrors they may have dealt with by the time they crossed your path. Realizing that other people are also striving to surpass doubt and uncertainty will jog your memory that you are more connected than you realize. Even if what you have to go through every day is different, the fact that you must persevere trials and tribulations daily that are challenging and on the verge of being difficult brings you closer to others by understanding that even life can be painful, it can also be joy-filled and fulfilling. This knowing that is deep and profound is what will draw you closer to people and be not only sympathetic but empathetic. So many dear souls are directed each day by fear of making a mistake, fear of people not agreeing with them, or fear of not being accepted by their peers. These fears are only negative if you think of them as such. What they are positive reinforcements and reminders that you are surrounded by growth and development opportunities. If you have made a mistake, learn what your error was and improve upon it. If people are arguing with you or are disagreeing with you, take the time to backtrack to when your discussion became heated, and you'll get your answer. If you think you are not being accepted by your peers, that could be an indication you need to be working more on your inner self, discovering who you are, and to be your real self at every opportunity. Where you see a negative, there is also a positive, and something to grow from. Mistakes of any kind offer bits and pieces of feedback. Sometimes you don't realize how far you've gone until you meet a bump along the way and become frustrated over it. Every bump is your opportunity to smooth things out by looking at what has transpired thus far and how you can improve on each step. There is nothing that you have done that was a mistake or accident. Everything has a purpose. Sometimes it just takes some time to go over a situation or incident and realize the truth underneath all the overwrought emotions and feelings that often block what is really there. we understand that it can be frightening to embrace what you are afraid of. We are sure great people such as Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, and others like these were afraid when defending what they believed in, working on projects that was of importance to them that helps others around them. They could not predict how the people would react, they just knew they had to persevere and keep following the drawing of their heart. The things you are afraid of trying are the very things that are most necessary. Embrace your fears, allow them to guide you and to enlighten you, to make you more aware of yourself and what you can accomplish when you truly try with all your heart and soul in every step. You can become better at being less doubtful and more of a believer of yourself. You do this by practicing daily to push beyond something you find discomforting, which will expand your level of discomfort. In addition, stop worrying about what others are doing or thinking. Be you. If you are coming from your authentic person and you accept who you are, then you will attract others that are of the same mindset. Take the time to explore different coping strategies that help get you through self-doubt and moments you lack self-confidence, and stick to them. Build up a reservoir of trust in yourself and in your own abilities. Before going into a situation, know as much as you can beforehand, and regardless how things pan out, be okay with the outcome. You can't avoid mistakes by not taking chances. Mistakes come when they come. Learning is never ending, and before you can provide a comment to something, know and understand what you are talking about first. Remember, it is okay to make a mistake. Sometimes you will make the same mistakes repeatedly until you learn what not to do by recognizing the signs that you have fallen into a repetitive cycle. As you become more familiar with yourself at various intervals and stages of development, you will come to realize that you are much stronger and more capable than you once thought. You have tolerated so much in the past, and look how much you have grown since then. Allow your past experiences to remind you of how far you have come, and be empowered and inspired to continue growing and developing. You will discover more of your true, natural self, and reach the conclusion that you have always been great. All you need to do is believe this every time a trying event crosses your path. You will get through anything and everything simply because you have done so before. So turn that sigh around into an enthusiastic smile, and rejoice in new directions that are there not to scare you, but to help further develop who you are from the inside out. And so it is. I am Ascended Master, El Morya, through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com